They told you poverty makes you pure and that being broke somehow makes you better, but that's a lie. Right now, millions of good, kind, spiritual people are stuck believing that wealth is wrong, abundance is selfish, and success is unholy, yet there is nothing holy about struggling to survive. Nothing righteous about fearing your next bill, shrinking your dreams, or apologizing for wanting more. You were not created to suffer financially. You were born with divine permission to prosper. Every time you settle for less, you deny the truth of who you really are. Believing that lack is noble disconnects you from the source of infinite abundance. You were never meant to beg for what the universe has already made yours. You are not here to live in survival mode but to expand, overflow, and reflect the limitless generosity of the divine itself. Lack is not a lesson. It's a sign you've been lied to. Every day you accept struggle, you reject the gifts life is trying to give you. Every moment you choose limitation, you deny your true nature. Look at nature. Trees overflow with fruit. Rivers rush to the sea. Flowers bloom without guilt. And the universe expands without apology. Why shouldn't you? You are made from the same essence: abundance, growth, limitless supply. Staying in poverty is not humility, it's disconnection. Struggling financially isn't spiritual, it violates the very laws that govern life. Religion may have taught you poverty is piety, but that's one of the most dangerous lies ever spread. It has kept millions bound, believing that suffering makes them sacred. Divine intelligence never designed you to be poor. Solomon wasn't punished with wealth, he was favored. Abraham wasn't ashamed of abundance, he walked in it. Joseph rose from nothing to lead an empire's economy, and it wasn't by accident. Their prosperity was proof of alignment, not ego. When you partner with divine truth and understand who you really are, wealth becomes the byproduct. Stop resisting abundance, and it begins to flow naturally. Every ignored idea, opportunity, and door was an invitation to rise, but guilt and fear made you turn away. That desire for more is not greedy, it's the divine whisper calling you back to truth. Your dream of overflow is sacred. Your hunger for financial freedom is not a flaw but a signal. It's time to see wealth as a spiritual awakening. Poverty breaks spiritual law, so stop apologizing for rising and hiding your power. Let abundance become your worship. Chasing it isn't greed, it's faith in action. Building wealth honors the divine within you. This isn't about hoarding or ego, chasing status or flaunting riches. True prosperity flows with purpose. Real wealth is sacred, it empowers you to uplift, heal, and give without hesitation. The more you're blessed, the more you can bless others. When you feel secure, your heart opens wide. When stressed about money, you close in and shrink. That's not selfishness, but survival. Yet, you weren't created just to survive, you were made to expand. Abundance multiplies when shared. Divine law states wealth fuels generosity, and generosity opens new channels for wealth. The universe wants you to prosper because when free, your gifts rise to the surface. No longer consumed by making ends meet, you have space to fulfill your calling, serve fully, give freely, and create boldly. That is why wealth matters, to help you show up as the truest, fullest version of who you were born to be. Prosperity is not just a privilege but a responsibility. Wealth is entrusted for sacred purpose, not selfish gain. You are not a container for abundance but a channel. What flows to you is meant to flow through you. This is divine stewardship. The universe releases wealth when you manage it with wisdom, not impulse. Struggle is sometimes preparation, shaping character, deepening discernment, and building strength, because your future abundance requires the mature you developing now. Your money story mirrors your spiritual story. If receiving money is hard, receiving love, joy, or kindness might also be difficult. Guilt around wealth often stems from feeling unworthy of good things. Healing your relationship with money heals your ability to receive. Saying yes to prosperity means saying yes to every form of divine blessing. Declaring your right to abundance is more than words, it's a covenant aligning you with divine truth and activating powerful forces that awaken provision and command. Breakthrough. It tells the universe you're ready. Your prosperity glorifies the divine and proves spiritual laws work. Your abundance evidences that the universe provides. When you thrive, you inspire others to believe it's possible for them too. Your success sends a message louder than any sermon. The divine is generous, the universe is faithful, and the system works. The lie of holy poverty is dangerous because it keeps awakened people stuck, unable to show the power of spiritual alignment. When the awakened stays small, the world stays dim. But your breakthrough changes everything. It lights paths, lifts others, and becomes a ripple of hope and possibility. Rising in abundance gives others permission to rise, making your prosperity a spiritual revolution. When you think like the universe about money, everything shifts. The universe doesn't see limits or lack. It operates from endless supply, infinite creativity, and total overflow. Align your mind with this flow, and abundance becomes your default. Money is not evil, it's energy, a tool carrying no agenda until you give it one. In conscious hands, money heals, impacts, and transforms. Divine intelligence trusts you with wealth, not to control but to serve. Not for power but for purpose, not to hoard but to give. When your heart beats this way, the universe responds. Resources move toward you, doors open, ideas flow. And support shows up because you're safe to bless, and your prosperity will pass through you. That's when supernatural provision becomes your normal reality. Think back to when money showed up just in time. Those were not coincidences but glimpses of provision flowing. When aligned with purpose, effortless, supernatural, continuous, your abundance blesses everyone around you. When you thrive, others rise. Your business creates jobs, your investments support visions, your spending fuels economies. Poverty helps no one. Struggle sanctifies no one. Staying in lack withholds the good you were meant to give. Settling for limitation shrinks your ability to serve. The world needs wealthy souls with divine understanding. The universe searches for trustworthy people to receive resources, not to hoard but to heal, build, and uplift. Your financial success is part of heaven's plan, meant to fund missions, fuel change, and manifest purpose on earth. Yet, the conflict lies in praying for provision, while believing poverty makes you pure. You can't receive what you believe you don't deserve. That inner contradiction blocks you. You breathe oxygen without guilt. Why not abundance? Prosperity is as natural to your spirit as air to your lungs. Denying your right to wealth disconnects you from your divine nature. Feeling guilty for wanting more rejects what was prepared for you. The universe has been waiting for you to say yes to. Stop apologizing for overflow. Stop calling lack humility, and stop hiding your capacity to carry great blessings. Receiving wealth is not weakness or greed. Saying yes to prosperity is an act of faith. Trusting the universe's generosity and recognizing provision as your birthright, not a reward for suffering. When you stop resisting abundance, everything shifts. Money arrives unexpectedly, opportunities multiply, and doors open where there were walls. The universe responds to readiness. Joyful acceptance activates increase. Unapologetic acceptance accelerates flow. Giving from lack drains you. Giving from overflow delights you. Security makes generosity natural, not forced. This is divine circulation. Wealth flows through you, not stops with you. The more you bless, the more you're blessed. The more you release, the more returns. The universe trusts generous hearts, and divine intelligence looks for those who circulate blessings. When found trustworthy, provision becomes easy and automatic. Your most abundant seasons have likely been your most generous. This is no coincidence, but law, prosperity, and generosity rise together. One more truth: your financial struggle might not have started with you. You may carry generational beliefs that wealth is evil, rich people corrupt, or spiritual people must struggle. These are not truths, but chains meant to be broken. Choosing abundance means choosing freedom, not just for you, but for those who come after you. You are rewriting your bloodline's financial legacy, breaking cycles, healing mindsets, and ending scarcity stories. This opens gates for generations to walk into abundance without guilt, shame, or limitation. Your prosperity isn't just for you, it's for your lineage. Reshaping the stories your children will tell, setting new patterns, and building a legacy of divine provision. This is not just about your breakthrough, but about what it makes possible. For every generation following you, your abundance becomes their inheritance. Your elevation becomes their foundation. Maybe that's why it's taken time, because the universe needed you to understand, this isn't small but generational. Realizing your wealth impacts lives you'll never meet shifts your perspective from chasing comfort to building purpose. This is how heaven touches earth. When spiritual people rise, they prove divine principles work. When conscious people prosper, they show wealth and wisdom can walk together. Your success becomes evidence. Your prosperity becomes testimony. Faith produces real results. Spiritual laws govern financial outcomes. Your breakthrough is a spiritual assignment. You're called not to survive but to thrive, Not to scrape by but to shine. You were designed to demonstrate what divine care really looks like. Seeing prosperity this way, it's no longer greed but purpose. You stop asking for wealth out of fear and start receiving it in alignment. Divine forces work on your behalf not because you begged but because you finally said yes. Yes to your assignment, responsibility, and inheritance. This is your permission to want wealth, pursue it without guilt, and embrace it without apology. The universe wants you rich because your wealth will serve divine purpose. It will bless lives, prove truth, and open doors for those who come behind you. Your prosperity is not optional but essential. Your abundance is not coincidence but part of the plan. Your wealth is not selfish but sacred. The struggle is over, the guilt gone, the season changed. Declare now, I receive my divine inheritance of unlimited abundance. I embrace prosperity as my spiritual birthright. I accept wealth as my sacred responsibility. I am a channel for divine provision, a steward of infinite resources, and a living demonstration of the universe's generous heart. Money flows to me easily, abundantly, and supernaturally because I am aligned with truth and ready to use wealth for the highest good of all.